Do you see the boogers? The worst part is that you know that there's some Reddit moderator out there that's getting off the boogers. And he's probably gonna watch this video. This is a card trick. I'm gonna show you how to do a card trick. In this case, I'm gonna be making use of the missing piece deck of playing cards, which happens to be my deck. Very limited quantities remain, and I suggest you pick it up before they're gone. And for this wondrous trick, we're gonna have a card picked and placed inside of my slimy pocket. That card is there all the while as a participant names any card that they want. Let's say for the sake of explanation, they name something like the Three of Hearts. You go, Three of Hearts? That's very interesting that you would name that card the Three of Hearts. I actually don't have the three. If we go through this deck, I actually don't have the Three of Hearts anywhere in this deck. That's kind of odd that you named the Three of Hearts. Well, if you remember, one card was picked and placed inside of my pocket before we started. Right before we started, this card was in my pocket. And of course, it's the Joker. That would have been good. That would have been good. If it was the Three of Hearts that was in my pocket. But actually, no, really, I don't have a Three of Hearts in my deck. That's a weird thing. I don't carry it in my deck of playing cards. Because, well, I didn't lie. Remember, there was a card that I put in my pocket before we started. And it's the only card that's in my pocket. And it's the Now this trick exists to practice your top change technique. This is a technique where you're switching the card that you're holding for the card that's on top of the deck. That's what you're doing with this technique, and it's a nice way to practice it where you don't really have to worry because they're going to relax. They're going to go, oh my God, it's a joke. And in that action is when you can do the top change. Now, if you don't know the top change, I suggest the PigCake Magic Academy, the home of over 1,500 videos going over card stuff, coin stuff, one of which is the top change. And I'm always uploading new videos. So there's always new videos being uploaded to the Academy. So it's not like you get this list of videos, which is, by the way, 1,500 videos, probably more now. And that's it. No, you get more videos than you could ever consume, all for the low price of $5 a month. It's how I make my living. So might as well go in there and check it out because you'll be supporting the channel, supporting me, and supporting yourself. So all you have to do is have a Joker on top of the deck if you want. This Joker could be kept there as you shuffle by having your dirty little hands there. So if I want to keep the Joker as I shuffle, I just put my fingers against it. You see that? As I do an overhand shuffle, it's just there. It stays on the top all the while. Magic's not difficult. Now, you don't have to use a Joker for this. You could really just have any card touched and placed inside of your pocket from the very beginning. And that way, you actually have a chance that the card they name is the card that's actually inside of your pocket. So you have a nice little bonus idea there. But I just like having the Joker because at the end, when you turn it over, they see that it's the Joker and it becomes this obvious moment that that's not your card and it covers the top change perfectly. However, you're more than welcome to have any card picked and touched and placed inside of your pocket. If you want, you can peek at it right before you place it inside of your pocket so that if they name it, you know that that's the card inside of there. And now you're going to have them name any card that they want. Now, if they happen to name the card that you put inside of your pocket, guess what? You have a miracle in hand because you have a very nice, clean way of showing your hands empty, reaching into your pocket, and taking out that card. That's, of course, if you use the playing card as opposed to the Joker. For the sake of explanation, we're going to have the Joker inside of our pocket. Now, they can name any card they want. Let's say they name, in this case, the Nine of Diamonds. They say they name the Nine of Diamonds. What we're going to do is we're going to do a technique called the spread Cull technique. What this allows us to do is that we're just going to spread the cards towards ourselves. So right now I'm just spreading them, looking at the cards towards me as if I'm postulating as to the possibility of that Nine of Diamonds not being in the deck. The moment I see that Nine of Diamonds, I'm going to take that card and hide it underneath the spread. So right now I've just taken that card. In this case, that's the Nine of Diamonds. It's going underneath the spread and my fingers are actually going to pull it all the way, hiding it underneath this clump of cards that's in my right hand. You've now done a spread Cull. Now, as I spread through the cards, I can now show them that that card is actually not in fact in the deck because it's hiding here. So you could spread these cards with confidence and show the Nine of Diamonds not being anywhere in the pack. Of course, you're doing this in a cursory glance and the participant is going to put two and two together and realize, oh, wait a minute, he took a card out before we started. You don't think that's the card. So right now they're building up the trick in their heads, even though you haven't done anything yet. So when you do this, you're actually squaring that card and controlling it to the top of the deck. So right now that card is actually in the back on top of the pack. You're going to remind the participant that before we started, they picked any card and they placed it inside of my pocket. You're going to reach inside of your pocket, and of course, as I'm doing that, I'm getting the pinky break underneath the top of the deck. You would understand all of this if you were a member of the Academy. And you're going to reach in and grab the card and go, remember, I put one card and one card alone inside of my pocket. You named the 9 of diamonds, and of course, that would be impossible. Now here, you're going to time it so that when you turn this over, you say, that would be a good trick. And of course, everybody's going to see the Joker. They're going to see the writing Joker there, and they're going to relax. They're going to lower their guard. Now this is where I execute my top change. Now my top change looks a little bit like this. I have a gesture, in this case, with both my hands. It's very similar to the David Williamson style, and in that, I've changed the card. So I have a gesture as I turn this card over, show the Joker, I relax a little bit. That's where I come in with this hand, and I'm just going to push this card in and then pull the top one back with my thumb. The same thumb is pulling that one in and pulling that one back as I do a gesture to the participant. And that's what does the top change. You're going to practice this action until your fingers are bleeding. And remember, you have a moment of relaxation here. So you have all the time in the world to get for the cover of this particular move. You turn over the Joker and you go, that would have been a good trick, right? That would have been good. But I'm not that good. I'm not that good. But the your card, did you name the 9 of diamonds? That card is actually not in this deck, though. That card is actually not in the deck. I don't know what you thought that was a bluff, but look, the card is actually genuinely not in the deck, and that's how you get into it. So the top change happens under a lot of cover, where you're gesturing with both hands. That's my favorite way of doing it. And again, all that's happening is my thumb is just switching that card. You see that? My thumb is just switching that card as I gesture towards the participants. So I've switched in the 9 of diamonds. That card goes into my pocket, and now I can generally show the participant that their card, the 9 of diamonds that they named, despite me having a little bit of a joke there, is actually not in the deck. The card is actually not in the deck. And you could show the 9 of diamonds, they could look through it, and they're going to see that there's no 9 of diamonds in the pack. Now, of course, if you want, you could cut the cards just to take that Joker from the top here and place it in the middle, so that way it goes off and masks itself with the other Joker, so they're not going to be wary of that card. And now you could show them the deck. And of course, you tell them, well, I wasn't lying. Remember, I took one card out before we started, and I put it inside of my pocket. And there's nothing else inside of my pocket other than my hopes and dreams and the 9 of diamonds. Nothing makes sense. Relax your mind. Relax your anus. And that's the trick. It's not hard to do. It's fun. And you have nice practice for your top change. A lot of people have an issue doing the top change because they don't have a routine that could actually cover the top change well. Where over here, you're covering it because the Joker. Because the Joker, the fact that you're turning it over and the participant is going to be relaxed because they realize, oh, I've been got. It's a joke. It's a prank. And that's, of course, where you cover your top change. My trick came out, Hotspot. It's official on Alakazam. I actually have some. I have exactly 20. I have exactly 20 of them. You could buy them from me, or you could buy them from alakazammagic.com or .co.uk. I'm not sure. I have a bunch of these. They're fun. It's a lighter. It's a lighter through a coin trick. So you could pick these up from me if you want. Just hit me up in the DMs. Slide into my DMs, and we could come to a consensus, because I'm not going to make a website and then go, hey, you could buy it from me from the website. That's stupid. That's dumb.
I see you again, when 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 I see